we're talking about some things. We're having a conversation. We like if we recorded
Our real conversations.
real conversations, I think this would be very interesting because we get into some. We just go off and we get. Anyway, so we were talking about the votes for the. I was bringing up the votes for the the SCOTUS for the Supreme Court Justice, and he was Louis said some ideas about corruption and that it has to be unbalanced and that there always be unbalanced. So we had that conversation. So anyway, so we were talking about you just said about what was the last thing?
So I was saying if we bring it back to the Senate, right? And one side always has more. Like right now, the Republicans have more in the Senate than the Democrats do in the Senate at this point. Overall, it's frustrating because it all sounds like corruption because it's biased.
Biased.
It's gonna be biased towards. Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, biased. Well, I think that I think that's always gonna be a part of it's human nature.
True.
You know what I mean? To be biased towards something.
Yeah.
Or to like certain things and not like certain things.
That's true. You're gonna be everybody individually has their own bias
individually, which is crazier because now these 100 people are voting for 330 million.
True.
But I always when I was talking to you about it, it's what is the other solution? You said independent.
I was thinking they go independent, but like we were saying, individually they're going to have their own opinion. Yeah. But I think at least one side's not sticking for one side, even if it's not right, like a Democrat or a Republican side. If it's not right, just because they're a Republican or just because they're a Democrat.
But see, I see what you're saying.
It's gonna have this. It's a broader view of
no. And when you say corruption, I read the definition of corruption, and it says that somebody would do something in their own interest, whether money or which makes sense. I guess it would be considered corruption.
Yeah, I mean, like you said before, though, it's the way the government works.
But only the way it can work because we have in other countries we have other systems. Right. You can have a dictator.
Right.
And that person does everything.
Yeah, he says
he doesn't have to battle with anybody.
Right.
He doesn't have to battle with you back and forth, and he doesn't have to see whether you like it or not or whatever. And then I guess you could always bring votes to the people. But I don't know how you bring votes to 330 million people on everything.
I wouldn't trust that because just look at the world we're living right now. Think about the crazy ideas that they have just off of the weird shit we've been doing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But how would you? But then even then, if you bring a vote to 330 million people, right now we vote for president and only half of the country votes.
Yeah, and plus that might be corrupt itself, the voting system. Right?
Well, yeah. Eventually, once we get into this many people, I think corruption or problems. I don't think you can avoid them.
Yeah, but
unless you had everybody come in on a video screen and tell their vote for 330 million people, and you're like, that was Moses' vote, and then they might change my face and make me say something else.
Or they can,
I don't know how you would.
Or they can encrypt the vote.
Well, they try to do that now.
Yeah, they can encrypt the vote to make sure that it stays on that side, so this way that red and blue are filled out the right way instead of it
It's just hard. It's hard.
Especially when it comes to if you're putting it all into a computer system, right? It's probably easy to access.
The guy just hacked the damn Dade County
Why couldn't you hack the votes?
You could. That's why they talk about video. That's the whole thing about voting fraud and all that. Just like mail-in votes. They say some of the mail-in votes don't make it to the house. Some of them are in the trash.
I heard something that it happened in another country, I believe. Right?
It happens everywhere. It happens here. They threw the votes. Somebody said they found votes in the trash.
That's crazy.
So I get what you're saying.
Well, think about just the coronavirus alone, right? Think about the numbers, right? And then think about how fucking wrong they were about the numbers, right?
And that's what we based our whole.
And we based everything off of that, including guidelines and phases.
Yeah, off of the original. Like they said, 2 million people are supposed to die.
That's something it's not. I'm going to say coronavirus was a small platform. It's a big deal, but think about electing a new fucking president, or like you said, Supreme Court justice.
And not even 330 million people vote.
True. Yeah, you're right. You're right on that. Well, how many people were?
100 million. Yeah. When they do the votes at the end of the thing, it's 56 million. I think Clinton won 56 to 54 in popular vote.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That's only 100 million.
Yeah.
I get 100 million might be kids.
It's supposed to be 300.
100 million might be kids that can't vote.
Yeah, true.
But then there's got to be. I don't know how many adults are in America.
Me neither. Maybe you should look that up. How many adults are in America?
Because there's only 100 million. But what I'm saying is I get those are all questions or good.
So just what I'm saying is trust the numbers, right? So sometimes it's complicated to trust numbers if somebody's able to attack those numbers on something like a computer. But I mean, overall, when we talk about bias, we're talking about people who don't necessarily who have their own personal thing to gain out of it, like being a Democrat or Republican. Kind of like it's never going to be, like you said, at one point, most of the Senate was Democrat. And most of the Supreme Court was Democrat.
And different times they are. And different times they are.
Yeah. But that's why they're making a big deal about Trump getting that new person in to take over that lady's spot.
Yeah, but they always do this. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. They're making it a big deal now.
Yeah.
But in 2016, Obama nominated, right before, when Scalia died, was before the vote. And he made a nomination to replace Scalia.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing in the Congress and the Senate. The Senate and the House, they did the same thing. They don't do the vote until the new president is elected. He was elected, and he got to do it anyways. But what I'm saying is they did the same thing.
Yeah. But in this case, they're saying everybody stop, don't do it. Which is how it's been done forever. But they're saying don't do it. Wait until you can't do that. That's cheating. Yeah.
I don't know if that's.
Well, I'm not saying. Well,
that's a good question. I don't know if they say. I can't find out how many voters are in America.
Really?
No, there's no specific number for what.
Trump did. Trump took it down. You got us again.
Got us again, bro.
Yeah, but overall, I don't know.
I'm guessing if there's 100 million that usually vote, 50 million maybe kids, but there's got to be 100 other people that ain't voting at all. Because I didn't vote. And then there's felons, right? Yeah. People that can't vote. And then there's people that ain't pure citizens that can't vote.
Yeah, they don't have their green cards.
So I'm like, it's got to be a lot of people. But that's what I was saying. Back to the point I was saying was like, there's
bias in everybody. I get that. But
I don't know where else can you go. How else can we get something passed in law?
See, that's what's weird is that
without having everybody vote, and then who would tally the vote, and who would come up with the?
No, you need a select few, 5 on 5, and
then
let
we
them
vote.
Come up with it.
The whole thing of system, from what I see, is we find somebody, we elect somebody to go. But back in the days, it was different, right? When it was first happening, Thomas Jefferson was had a farm. Yeah. He lived down the street. You're like, oh, that's Thomas Jefferson right there. He wasn't famous. He wasn't some rich guy. I mean, he probably was rich, but he wasn't famous.
Yeah, they don't have.
Oh my God, Thomas Jefferson.
He's a celebrity.
He's coming down the street in his chariot, right? He was like, he lives in that. He lives in that farm right there, right? He's our president, right? The president of the United States, right? Yeah. And they were like, all right, but he says he has some good ideas about making the country better. Let's vote him in.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
Now it's more like they got to do ads and this and that.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah.
What I'm saying is,
celebrity. That's
the other way to do it, I don't really know. The way it's been working for this country for
forever,
200 years or whatever it's been, 1776, whatever that's been.
It's hard to come up with a strategy on how to change it all.
But to make it more equal, I don't think in our human.
Maybe
state,
not that. Well, maybe not in our lifetime.
We cannot make it to where it would be. The best, because the best thing is not going to be the best thing for me.
Yeah, true. But same thing with Donald Trump. Like the celebrity of Donald Trump is the reason why people
hurt
him.
Yeah, that's what hurt him.
Yeah, because he's very outspoken. He knows exactly what to say.
He says whatever the fuck he wants to say. Yeah, he's funny.
He's funny.
I don't give a shit what
Trump is funny. But overall,
but he's very
like you said something interesting. Back in the day, it wasn't celebrity. Back in the day, it wasn't fame. It was you have a job to do. This guy has some really good ideas. He wants to change the country. Let's listen.
But that's what I think all these people have in their head. Yeah. In their mind, they do want to change the country. Yeah. Like they have these ideas.
But that's the thing. They have so many. There's so many things in line. Like just with the Supreme Court justice, just that alone. There's already something there in line to stop his progression. Right. There's already something there in line. Let's say that was flipped and it was Democrat instead. There's already something there to stop his movement.
Well, we have checks and balances too, though. Yeah. Because your idea might be great, but it might not be the best for the country.
Yeah.
It might not be the best for everybody.
Yeah, it has to get through. Yeah,
I don't think any idea is gonna. That's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, people come up with these ideas and it's great. Some of them do work, but they don't work for everybody.
True.
That's impossible. That's impossible for me to come up with an idea and a strategy, and all 330 million people in the country are gonna live and flourish on. What? Nothing.
Cars that don't have gas. Everybody benefits off of that. It's cleaning the air.
Well, the guy who builds the car that has oil doesn't get benefit. The guy who changes the oil is not benefiting. His mechanic is out of business.
Fuck, that's good.
See what I'm saying? Think about it. Pete's out of business.
He's out of business, yeah.
Unless he learns how to work on electric
cars. Yes, sir.
He could do that too. But he's out of business for right now.
Yeah.
Until he gets the manual and figures that out. You see what I'm saying? So you could come up with stuff, but you got to think about there's somebody who, like coal. Shutting down coal for emissions. Yeah. Virginia, I watched something on Netflix. When they shut down that coal mine in Virginia, these white people are, and it's a bunch of white people.
No, they're homeless.
They're homeless.
Oh
they got to go to like a place to get dentistry. They don't got any money, which is crazy. But they shut down the coal industry, which is going to help the environment, but it kills their town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like these things don't always help everybody.
Yeah.
Like even like affirmative action, which I know is a big, hard topic, right?
True.
Where, you know what I mean, where they'll take a bunch of people and then, you know, they try to get more people of color into a situation.
Right.
But if you're a white guy that has a great GPA and did all this, you might be on that level. You might even have a better SAT score and all that, but they're going to push you out. If there's only 20 people that can get in there, and you're the 20th white guy, right, and you have a better SAT at this and that, they might push you out of the way just for that guy who had a little bit under you, but he's of color.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
Then now they just get rid of the best
Harvard,
guy for the job.
Harvard just, got sued. Harvard or Princeton by Asians because Asians usually score the highest on SAT scores.
Yeah.
This is just averages, facts.
Yeah.
Right?
Makes sense.
They're usually the highest GPAs and all that, and they sued because a lot of them aren't getting in because affirmative action is pushing them out.
Oh my gosh. So they're gonna go after the school.
So they're going after the school because they think it's biased, they think it's fucked up. But that's what I'm saying. Things that help everybody doesn't help everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
It's very hard to help everybody because it's just like we were talking about with socialism, right? Like in socialism, we all are equal, supposedly. But I work harder than you. I put in more time than you. I'm willing to go deeper and harder than you.
Yeah.
But I don't get any benefit from it.
Yeah. So what's the
So I'm getting fucked.
Yeah, at the end.
So then I might as well just work as hard as you do. And then we don't make anything and then we don't progress with it.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? So it gets kind of tricky, man. Like I it's a good idea.
But then it also fucks people up too, because that person who was good enough is like, what am I doing? Why am I even trying? Might as well just sit back and just do what the hell everybody else does and be slow mo.
Correct.
Let's
but it helped him. Clock. It helped that guy.
Oh, it helped him a lot. Yeah.
It helped the guy. Like we know people that we know personally.
Yeah.
It helped them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they're like, oh man, I'm getting great. I got a check. I just did this and this and this. And you're like, bro, you didn't do anything. You never do anything. You didn't do anything with your life.
Yeah.
And it's
but
like
somehow you're still winning. Doesn't make any damn sense.
And we both win.
All hard work.
But I'm working super hard. And that's just one example. What I'm saying, like, but a lot of things
like that.
People don't think about the reverse effect that it has. Like you just said, electric cars are a great idea.
Yeah.
I think they're great. I have an electric car. Yeah. I think it's great because I don't got to go to the gas station. I don't got to get gas. Yeah. But I know I used to take my thing to get an oil change at a certain place. That guy's not getting my business anymore.
Yeah.
And if we all go electric, he's not getting anybody's business. Nope.
He has to grow with the technology.
He has to either and figure it out
to school
or not. And he could be 50 years old. He probably is 50, right?
Well, 50, yeah.
And he's got to figure out a whole new plan.
Yeah.
Now his car he's not an auto mechanic. He's like an electrician.
I don't know why I don't see Mo and Lou no more.
Because we got electric cars. Unless you know how to work on the battery, which you don't even need maintenance.
No, it's true.
Jiffy Lube's out of business.
Yeah. Dude,
all the Jiffy Lube.
Yeah. You bumped your car one time, they're like, you gotta get a new one.
Yeah, your new car. I can't even fix my car. I can't even go to the body shop because they're like, listen.
I don't know what's going on.
The flux capacitor is broken in here.
You're not gonna
be able to travel with the time anymore. And I'm like, what? Get out your new car. I'm like, golly, bro.
But overall, I don't know. Like you said, checks and balances. I mean, it sucks because there's America's built on a specific way of doing things, and then we evolve, and we
evolve every time,
which is a good thing because growth is better, but sometimes growth doesn't help everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing is. You're right. Nothing is not gonna help everybody.
So we're fucked anyway.
People that are like, yeah, this is great, this is great, this is great.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
wait, what?
There's another guy.
This ain't great.
There's another guy sitting to the side. It's like, bro,
this shit sucks, man.
Fucked my whole world up, bro. And you're like, damn, I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad, man.
Like the coal thing, or like oil, not digging drilling for oil. People what about people that grew up on like Armageddon?
Yeah.
Like that guy grew up on drilling oil.
Yeah.
There's no more oil. We're not drilling for no more oil. He's like, I just bought a drill. I just bought a new drill to drill for oil. Nope, not today.
Not today. It's over.
But anyways, we wanted to just have this. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna do a part 2.
We'll do another one.
All right.